Hey guys, welcome to this new video. Today is going to be an important video, and as you can see, life is starting again here in Ho Chi Minh City. So as you may have seen on my previous video, the life have been very tough here in Saigon just after the big lockdown that we have, and now life is starting again in Ho Chi Minh City. Coffee restaurants are start to open again, but as you can see on my back, there is a lot of construction going on because many international and local brands has been highly impacted by the last wave of COVID in Vietnam. And if you see here in the VP Bank location, before it was the top location of Hard Rock Cafe, the international brand, they have a location here, and this is one of the brands that has been highly impacted by the last lockdown. You see over there in this building as well different construction, and some brands has to move out, new brands gonna enter the market. So this time is really challenging for Vietnam because there have been a lot of turnover in terms of all the local and international players, especially in the F&B business in Vietnam. So in this video, we're gonna talk about some of the top challenges that those international brands faced in Vietnam. We're gonna mention KFC, Starbucks and McDonald's, and stay tuned until the end of the video. We're gonna see one of the golden locations that McDonald's owned until very recently, and they also had to give up that golden location. So if you guys are interested into learning about the opportunities in Vietnam, especially in the F&B market that has been booming over the last year, this video may be very relevant because you're gonna learn from the challenges that those international brands faced, as well as what was the solution and maybe some key takeaway to really tackle the uniqueness of Vietnamese market. So first, to get started, let's talk about why those international brands over the last years enter Vietnamese market. Just basically here, there is a big demographic. We have around 100 million inhabitants. Vietnamese people also tend to like and to experience new things. So obviously, international brands see that appetite from the local and are interested into trying to get that appetite. And finally, just because the middle class was rising right here, it's an emerging country, so more and more consumers are available in the market. So obviously for all those international brands, Vietnam was an opportunity from the last 20 years. So we got KFC, who entered the market in the 1990s. They start to open different shops, but for this specific brand, KFC spent almost 7 years trying to improve the recipe and trying to make it match with the appetite and the expectation from the Vietnamese. So KFC was one of the first international fast food brand entering Vietnam. And it was followed a couple of years after by McDonald's that opened the first shop in the late 2014. But the interesting picture in the fast food industry is that Vietnam has a uniqueness. If you've been to Vietnam, you know that there is street food sellers everywhere. It's going to take maybe less than 5 minutes from a banh mi lady to make a very nice and very good, tasty banh mi. And maybe the price is going to be 2, 3, or even 4 times less expensive than the price that you will have if you go to those international fast food brands. So an important component as well that those fast food chains had to cope with the Vietnamese market is that Vietnamese people has uniqueness taste. And for instance, if you go to some of those international brands, you will have chicken, grilled chicken, with, for instance, fish sauce. So it's something that you will only find in Vietnam. So obviously those international brands has to fit and has to match with the Vietnamese expectation in terms of flavor and in terms of variety that Vietnamese have in the whole cuisine that you find in all Vietnam. Now the second component on the F&B industry, it's about the beverage. So you know how Vietnam is rich and how the culture is very diverse in terms of coffee. You have a lot of coffee everywhere. When you go on the streets, you may have 10, 15, 20 coffee around yourself. So obviously when international brands such as Starbucks had to enter Vietnamese markets, you may understand that they had also to challenge themselves. They had also to try to cope with the local tastes of the Vietnamese. So if you've been in Vietnam before, you know that Vietnamese, they like to go to coffee place, not only to drink coffee. They will enjoy cha sữa, they will enjoy other kind of coffee like cappuccino, latte. They have their cafe soda, right? That is really the signature of Vietnam, but they will also go for other kind of like discovery drinks. And that's why those local chains sometimes are more easy to adapt with the local taste, and people will still go to Starbucks to take picture because it's an international brand, right? Either those Vietnamese lived overseas, they come back here, or just because they want to be in a kind of environment that is luxury. Starbucks still managed to catch certain consumer appetites here in Vietnam. But when we compare the number of outlets in Vietnam compared to other countries in the region, such as Malaysia, Indonesia, or Thailand, in Vietnam, we have around 140 outlets for KFC, 25 locations for McDonald's, and less than 70 for Starbucks. And when we compare those numbers to the other countries, we got in Malaysia 600 KFC stores, we got 282 McDonald's, and around 328 Starbucks. And for Thailand, we got around 700 KFC, 245 McDonald's, and 336 Starbucks. So finally, it's between 5 and 7 times less number of outlets that we have here in Vietnam compared to the other locations in Southeast Asia. So you see that international players obviously has a lot of attention to fit and to enter Vietnamese markets, but obviously there is a lot of challenges that they had to face just because Vietnam is really special. Actually, personally, I've been living here for more than 5 years. And every time I'm going to a coffee, I always like to find new, nicest spots, you know, different location in small streets. It can be very local businesses, but on the other side, they will have premium coffee. They will sometimes provide you Arabica, you know, specialty coffee, or just they will have new drinks. They will have new way of making drinks that finally are more exciting on a day-to-day basis. And to be honest, I've been maybe to McDonald's not more than 5 times in 5 years. And every time I'm going out, every time the day after, you know, you have hangover, I always think about having a pho, having bún bò Huế, or having chao ga. So it will be like, you know, the kind of dishes I'm having in mind when I have this kind of hangover. And then when I'm going out with friends, and if I want to have grilled chicken, I won't necessarily go to those international brands, and I would rather go to a more local brand that have maybe a better quality chicken and the Dinh Nhiao, you know, the Nhiao place that Vietnamese like to go. So it's like you drink, you enjoy time, but it fits way more with the local vibes and culture. So I guess Vietnam will still be very attractive in the next upcoming years, especially right after the current pandemic. There is a lot of companies that had to close, many businesses run out of cash. So if you guys want to jump into these markets, there may be a lot of opportunities to jump into, but also it comes with all those challenges to be able to fit with the local markets. As you see here now on the footage, we have the location of Starbucks. So Starbucks was located in Pasteur Street, and as you see, they had to close their previous location. So even Starbucks, a top player here in the coffee industry, has huge struggle because of the last lockdown, and closing this golden location is probably something they had to consider a lot, because of course having a shop in that location was something that really matched with that symbol, and I wanted to keep for the image. And let me bring you now over there. You're gonna see the location, the golden location actually of McDonald's, just next to the post office here and next to the Cathedral Notre Dame. Here you're gonna see the location of McDonald's that they also had to close very recently. And here we arrive at this golden location of McDonald's. McDonald's stay open here for a couple of years, but obviously the last lockdown was very tough for them. So no customer, no people coming in, and a huge rent to keep. And they finally had to close this location. So I'm sharing a lot on this YouTube channel about all the opportunities that you can have in this part of the world, in emerging countries. If you are already having a business overseas, or if you are young, you have a little bit of saving on your side and you want to come to this part of the world to do business and to invest, there are a lot of things to do here, but it comes as well with a lot of challenging and struggle that you may have in your entrepreneurship journey. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below and tell me what do you think about the situation here, as well as the opportunity that you think coming up in the next upcoming months. Everyone is looking forward to see the rebound of the economy in Ho Chi Minh City. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and I see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.
And I'ma get it right, get on sight like